Well, here we go. A rare barn find. I was traveling through Iowa. What are the odds that I just happened to stop at this guy's place to ask for directions, and he has this rare 1873 John Deere 4430 that is a mint collectible. So we're going to restore it. I like some of these channels. Rare barn find. What is it? They find this rare Chrysler Superbird, Hemi Superbird, just sitting in this old lady's farm. She never knew what she had. She was going to garage sale for $500. Like, okay. But yeah, have the 4430 finally made it in the shop. So a couple years ago, we took the hood off because it was supposed to go in the yellow shop in line. It had its place in line. And then with customers keep butting in line, it never got in. And then we started construction on this shop. Well, then that kind of kicked everything into weird. And now with this shop, we're like, geez, we got five stalls going all the time. It should have been in here last winter, but it's finally here. And so we're going to rebuild this tractor. This is not going to be a restoration for like a parade tractor. There's things that aren't going to be correct on it as far as a 4430. I got the new engine there, or the engine rebuilt. We'll go through that in a minute, but we're going to take the seat out. We got an air seat in, so we got to modify the cab a little bit for an air seat, a fair cab kit top to bottom, and a 50 series insulated dash, 50 series air bezel. We got the new air conditioning system and blower motors up there. Them aftermarket blower motors are just a dream. Just put a decent radio and speakers in. We're going to put a technology package in it, so I'll have my ag leader set up for auto steering in it. We've got 18442 Firestone radios out back already, mounted on some step-up rims. I just need to get a dual hub and then the dish for the duals. New radiator, go through the hydraulic pump, front axle, pins, bushings out here, check hub bearings. Bottom shaft in the transmission needs some work. Top shaft in the transmission needs some work. Axles, we'll do bearings and seals on the axle. All new bearings in the transmission, plus whatever gears and synchros the transmission needs. PTO seal. And then obviously repaint as we go. Load shaft we just did, so that is good. Outlets, I wouldn't mind having a couple 30 and 40 series outlets reconditioned on the shelf here to sell to customers, do an exchange program. So if you need an outlet done, just drop yours off. Take this one, it's a flat fee kind of deal. If people want to choose that option, and then put 50 series outlets on here, so then it gives me my Pioneer couplers, and it's a little nicer outlet to use. So here's a scrap iron 50 series. So you just got, it's just a much nicer outlet, and it's Pioneer tip, and everything we got is Pioneer tip. The engine, so I got a shipping stand next door, so when people bring us an engine with no tractor. So crank was inspected at the machine shop. That was good, not ground. New camshaft, new oil pump drive gear. Connecting rods were good. Reconditioned with a new wrist pin bearing and the big ends checked for size. Head, new valve, seats, guides, springs, retainers, all that hardware. Heads get expensive. Injectors were gone through, pump was gone through, turbo was gone through, and I'll rebuild the water pump and put on there. And then the perma-clutch, we'll put new plates in the perma-clutch when we get there. Brand new dampener, of course. And so he'll come off because this 4440 engine should be back here in the next week sometime. Then that 4020 engine is going to be right behind it, coming back from the machine shop. He's leaving. Anybody have a 6400 for Jerry? Jerry is just having bad luck. So if anybody has a nice 6400, cough, Steve Hallen, cough, cough, Steve, call Jerry. Don't let Terry know that you're calling. These bolts broke. The front two on this side broke and the back two on that side broke. So your engine started to dive and your front end started to dive, and it broke this hydraulic pump casting because it started to set the pump on that cast saddle for the front axle. And if I went viral, if I went YouTube viral, I would buy this tractor and go get Jerry a 6400, convert it to diesel, go through it front to back, take the cab off, put roll guard and fenders on it, and make a beautiful little 3020, and I'd give it away. What a fantastic giveaway for a young farmer. Had another young farmer contact me, and so it's really cool out there what all these young guys are doing to get into farming. But what a dream giveaway on a YouTube channel that would be, a restored 3020 diesel, Firestone rubber. The old John Deeres, you have to have Firestone, plain and simple. Look at that 44. The Firestones and Soundguard just go together. So I'm kind of excited. We still have to debate, do we put the loader back on or not? And the thing is, if I set it up for 30-inch rows, set it for 30-inch because then it can help do row crop work and it can still do the hay and cattle work. I kind of want to put the loader on it because it'd be a much easier tractor for the wife to drive for doing hay work. And just so much better visibility, a lot better visibility. But I mean, it really help us on the farm. So you'd have this and the Mass, you'd have two good tractors that could bounce between. Both tractors could run the baler, the planter, the sprayer. The only thing this one couldn't do is the strip till bar. The strip till bar doesn't weigh much less than this tractor. So other than the strip till bar, the 4430, I want the auto steering. So if we do pre-emerge sprayer work, pulling the 750 no-till drill, what a dream combination. A nice 4430, pulling a 750 no-till, putting in wheat and maybe some beans and stuff. Oh, you couldn't ask for a better day. So, that's the plans. And so I already have some footage of working on the engine. So I'll make a video. I'll try and find that footage now. But we'll start there. And so today is just pull battery boxes off and start stripping it down and maybe work on the cab. Depends. The 44 is leaving, so I don't know what else. I got to get the round baler in here because it's almost April 1st, which means it's June tomorrow, as how time flies. So I get the round baler in, and the wife can clean on the round baler. And there's a couple chains I want to replace, just as kind of a preventative maintenance thing, I guess. Otherwise, just clean it, grease it, swap a couple chains, and then one panel got dented, so we need to swap that panel. And then that's ready for the year, and it can go back outside, and then we'll pull the 750 in, and she can just make note of anything with a bad bearing kind of deal. So it's time to get ready for spring. But a lot of work. First $75,000 would take it home when we're done. All LED lighting, blah, blah, blah.